So, guys, today I want to talk about this idea of Odegaardism, or like, and I don't want to make this video about Odegaard because it's like, I feel like I've done that already, and I don't. It's not like I hate on Odegaard. I love Odegaard. I mean, last season he was probably one of our best players. Granted, some occasion, but like still. So like, it, this video isn't like uh, it's not even about him. It's more a critique of like modern football, because like I feel like even the idea itself is like the perfect way to capture modern football, because like when I think of Odegaardism, I think of like Arteta ball, and like for me Arteta ball is like, it's very patterned. It's like you can tell these guys do a lot of work in training, and like they get drilled into like specific modes and like how to play their football, and like that's good enough. I'm like, that's really good, but like you can tell like there are some games when like you can see Arsenal lack ideas, because like it's like they've been drilled that apart, when you do this the opponent will do this, and it's like when the opponent doesn't do that, like they don't know how to react, like. And I feel like that's how modern football is progressing, because like when you see people talk about this idea of like we don't have, or like modern wingers, like we don't have like full scalers the way we used to have in the olden days, and I'm like, that's true, because like modern football doesn't, first of all, doesn't have the space that previous versions of football had, because modern football is really tactical. And secondly, like modern football doesn't embrace expression, let me say that, like it doesn't embrace like um thinking outside the box. Like a lot of coaches are demanding, and like I think people train more these days than they do. Granted, this is from someone who doesn't have any knowledge on the sport. So like I feel like people on the olden days used to train less and like spend less time on the, let me say, on the nit and gritty, let me say that, like on the bits and parts, like they did it less than today, because like I usually like giving this example of like, I don't think Wenger, sorry, no, Arsenal got it, Ferguson. I don't think Ferguson was the greatest tactical coach, but he was the best coach at getting the best out of his players. Like I was having this argument the other day. I was telling my guy like old Manchester United teams, it was just a basic 4-4-2, and they could switch that to a diamond, to whatever they wanted to, but like the formation was a 4-4-2, and that never changed. And for Ferguson, he understood. That's why like Fergie time was such a good, like a major thing, because like he knew how to motivate his players to keep them going until the last second, because like he just knew how to get the best out of them. And like I remember, I think it was Evra who said like Ferguson, if he was coaching right now, he would have caught a case or something. Like I think that's true, because like he was a really demanding coach, and he demanded the best out of his players. Like he didn't want you to play halfway, and that's why like when I say he wasn't like a tactical genius, like I'm just saying that he didn't need to, because he understood that getting the best out of your players is just as required as being a tactical genius on the pitch. Because on the day is on the day, like your players shine on the day. Like you can prepare what you want, but if your player has a bad day, he has a bad day. You get like that was the point. So like when you try to apply that to like Arteta's football, for example, the idea of Odegaardism, I think, comes about in, I think, in two parts. Like first of all, there's like the Isco problem, where like your team is your team like requires a fast counter, but like you as a player require the ball to like slow down, so like automatically you slow down the game. So like I think that's the first part of Odegaardism, and the second part is comes like I think it's a tactical problem because like when you see Arsenal move, like how they play, when the ball is on the right side, it's kind of like it can flow easy, kind of, because like Saka is always hugging the touchline. Odegaard is always inside right. Then, depending on Ben White and Timber, they'll make the runs on either on the outside or on the inside. But you see, and like there's like a system there that works. But when like there's an overload or in terms of defense on that side, because like Odegaard is really easy to mark. He like when Saka plays, he never goes towards the touchline, and he doesn't make runs into the box. Like there's so much about Odegaard's play that needs, it's just tweaking, small tweaks. Like I feel like that right-sided midfielder Bath. Like I feel like Arteta should be telling him he should be making runs into the box more. Cause like when you watch like Havertz drop deep to get the ball, like it's very rare you'll see Odegaard take up that centre forward position. And I feel like as a 10, he should like just open up space. Cause like this is another thing about Arteta football. Like you'll find that like on more than one occasion, like three players are holding the same space, but like Arteta's football isn't like about close passes. So like I feel like even that bit of three players holding the position, like it just goes to waste, and like you've opened up at another side of the pitch. So like and like that's another thing. Like, but just let me just continue slowly. So like I was saying, when you see people mark Odegaard and Saka, and like there's a double up on Saka, and the ball has to be recycled to the left, you see when the ball is coming towards the left, like it's like there's a deficiency. Like they can't replicate what's on the other side, because Rice is always pushed so far forward, which is another problem I have. Like he's so far forward that he can't help with the backward transition. Then Martinelli is either too wide or too narrow, such that um, when as Lewis Kelly plays as the inside midfielder, like there's like a, I want to say it's just a congestion. Let me say that there's like a congestion. So like even the runs that are supposed to be made, like they're made more difficult. Let me say that because like you see on the left side it's Martinelli and Lewis Kelly. They don't combine on the like how Odegaard and Benny or Timber play, like or like with Saka on that side. Like they don't combine the same. So like there's just, and this like comes out to like what I say about like the transfers. I feel like we do need a centre forward, because like I feel like Havertz misses a lot of chances, and I think that's down to like confidence. So like I think there's a player there. Like everyone can see there's a player there. I believe like Havertz still hasn't reached like the levels he was pulling at Leverkusen, but he can still get there. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like for him, I think it's just a bit of confidence. So like for me, when it comes to transfers, I honestly believe we should be buying Sesko instead of Gyökeres, because like if Gyökeres comes in, we've already seen like the wage package is demanding, but like when I think of like the amount of attackers we have, that's if we're not selling anyone. I feel like we have more than enough. So like as the striker we are buying in shouldn't be coming in with like the demand of starting every game. Like and I think like they should be a decent enough scorer. That's why like for me I think Sesko is the perfect like answer to the Arsenal problem, because like first of all he's young, so like and our new like then he fits into the new Arsenal philosophy, and I feel like Sesko's ceiling is so much higher than Gyökeres. Like Sesko can shoot from distance. He can shoot with both feet. He's fast. He's tall. He can jump. Like, he has all the raw attributes. And you give him a coach like Arteta who will just like polish him a bit better. He'll become an amazing player. Like, we can already see what you are getting from Gyökeres. Like, and I feel like Sesko has that. I wanna say like in colloquial terms, it'd be like he has that dog in him. Like I remember watching him in the Euros for I think it's Slovenia or Slovakia. I think it's Slovenia. Bro was carrying that team on his back, and I feel like that's what I need at Arsenal. Like, you need players who can show up for the big occasion, and like it's not that the other guys can't, but they don't do it enough. You see, so like, and I think Sesko would understand being used in rotation more than Gyökeres, because like Gyökeres Gyökeres has like an unbelievable goal rate. I can't even lie about that, but like I mean, so that will like mean that he can't come and just sit on the bench or like be comfortable with like coming in for games if Harvard is the one you want to start up front for like a team that wants to drop deep, or like you want to just do something different. And at the same time, like, we won't be putting players like Jesus or like Martinelli under like so much pressure, because like it'll be like either like like you'll be either under pressure to perform, or like under pressure to like like, because like there's a guy there and you can't play because like you see, so like yeah, you get what I'm saying. So like, and like for me, I've already said this before. Martinelli is a striker. He's not a winger. So like, we need a winger. For me, like, what we need is a winger. It's not a. If we just need another creative force, let me say that. Like, we need to be able to replicate what happens on the right, on the left. And if you watch, like, for example, that Champions League semi-final, and I believe I've said this before, like, you could see Martinelli can't produce as a left winger. Like, when you watch that Liverpool game, when Martinelli was playing as a striker, bro was doing everything you needed. Because Martinelli is tall, so he can jump. He's fast, he can run in behind. And his dribbling technique is head down. So like, when he gets going, he'll get going if he's there up front. And you saw like when Odegaard has an outlet for the pass in behind, it's always a good option. And Martinelli was making that run. So like, for me, Martinelli automatically should be a striker. Like, and I feel like if we are buying Sesko to complement him instead of Gyökeres to undermine his growth, that would be so much better. Because like, we've seen Sesko play right now, how he plays at Leipzig. He can play like with another forward. So like, he can drift out wide and he can come back for the ball. So like, if you're using Martinelli as an inside forward instead of like an outright winger, it would be better for him, you see, for his development. And like, I feel like Arteta has pulled a masterclass with Rice. So like, if we just get a good winger to supplement that, I feel like our attack will be just good. So like, you just get a guy who can finish above averagely, because like Havertz can get there. I believe in Havertz because I've seen him at Leverkusen. I believe there's a player there that like you get. I just want a really good winger. Like, people are talking about Rodrigo. If I'm Arsenal, I'm breaking the bank. That will be like, that's a proven buy, and it's a statement buy. Like, when you buy Rodrigo, I feel like it's like we're buying Sanchez again. It will be like, yo, we've come to play and we mean business. Like, for me, that's what I want. Like, two, you just get in. For me, like, my perfect transfer window, you get in Sesko, you get in Rodrigo. We've already had the talks about Zubimendi. You get in okay, this is granted. Like we're not, because I've seen talks about like we're extending Trossard's contract for some reason. I don't get into that, but like I feel like we should just sell Trossard. Um, I don't think we can sell Jesus right now because he's coming back from an injury, and I don't think the value will be there. Um, who else is in that attack of ours? We have Fabio Vieira coming back, which I think we'll just sell him. Um, I feel like if we get rid of like the stock, you can add another creative force. Because like I'm a really big fan of Xavi Simons, and I would really love him to be at Arsenal. But like we've had Arteta talk about Nwaneri, although he's not. I feel like he's not giving him enough chances. But there's also Max Daumann coming in from the academy, so like you don't want to stunt his growth because like I'm so sure next season we're going to see him play. So I just don't know. I don't know how Arteta are figuring out that attack, but like for my piece, if you're selling some of the extra guys, get in Simmons, get in Rodrigo, get in Sasko. Just revamp that attack because like you need game changers, and I don't feel like Arsenal has enough. And like game changers in terms of players who carry the game on their backs. Because like when you watch Simons play, I love watching him play because he's first of all he's a student of like La Masia, so like there's that, and he's also like he's aggressive. Like he can play as a 10, but you've seen him play out wide. So that's what I mean. Like he's an aggressive 10, and like you see Odegaard isn't okay. Like it's what I'm hating on Odegaard, but when you compare Odegaard when he played that the Champions League semi-final second leg, he was so passive, and until the game got on, like when Saka scored and like we were on the offensive, that's when he got more aggressive. But like compare his first half performance to his second half performance versus Liverpool. When he realized, like I feel like during the second half, Arteta must have tore into all of them. So like when Odegaard realized everything was on him, bro was doing everything right. I think there was a shot in that game that was like the hardest I've seen him hit a ball. Like he carried, and I think I saw him carry the ball more than once for the first time in a game. Like he was dictating play, and that's what I want more from him. So like, and I feel like Simons does that consistently, and like I think right now at Arsenal, Odegaard is probably, I wanna say, the only creative force we have, but like a guy who can create from nothing. It's only Odegaard, and I feel like we need another one there. But that's just me. I don't know. I'm not the one making these decisions. And like, I think for the rest of the team, we're okay. Because like, when I think of like how many players we've had injured and stuff like that, maybe we'd buy, if you're selling. Because like, when I think of our defense, my first team would be Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber at left back. I know that's weird and people want Calafiori, but like, or like Lewis Kelly, but like I feel like those guys are still too raw for my liking. So like the subs would be Lewis Kelly, Calafiori, Tomiyasu at right back, and Kivio. Then you play like a shifting back three with Lewis Kelly dropping into midfield, and I feel like that's enough. But like with how bad our injury record is, I feel like going for Hato is like the main, like a good decision. Like even based on just this season, how many injuries we have. So like just to be safe, even buying Hato would be a good decision. I can't agree with that. I can't disagree with that. I mean, then like I feel like also going for John Garcia is also a good, is like a really good signing. Because although I love Raya, I feel like every good goalkeeper needs competition. I feel like just seeing him play all the games throughout, and there are some days where he dips, but like I think I've not seen him give less than 60%. That's what I love about Ryan. Like he shows up, but every good goalkeeper needs competition, and I feel like from the few things I've seen from John Garcia, he's like a very good shot stopper. The rest of the game he can learn because he's at Arsenal. Arteta will just drill it into him, but like he's so good at the rest that I feel like if you're subbing out Raya for Joan Garcia, I'd have no problem because like now if you're subbing Raya for Neto, you can clearly tell like there's a step down in grades because like Neto is just a short stopper. I don't think he offers you anything on the football. So like, this is just my opinion. Also, I'm not seeing him. I'm not seeing enough of Neto to tell you otherwise. You see, so like, and I feel like if our team, like, if Arteta is like ready to take the next step, like, I feel like, like, I think Arteta is there. Like, he's there. I feel like he's just letting his overthinking get the best of him. Like, simplify it a little, just a little bit, and like trust your players a bit more. And you're there. Like I feel like Arteta's there. Like he doesn't need to do a lot. We've already seen him build up the team. It's just the final things, and like you'll win your trophies next season. Cause I just think about Arteta. Like when I watch Arsenal play, I think about like the few things they need to tweak. Like the the left hand side Rice thing, like pull him back just a little bit so like he has time. First of all, he has time on the ball, and secondly, he can make those runs instead of just like sticking in the box all the time. Like just make it less predictable. That's all I'm trying to say. Secondly, like just quicken our football a little bit. Just quicken the pace. Like I keep saying this. When we used to beat teams 5-1, our football was fast and it was aggressive. Like, let's just go back to that just a little bit. Like, then, like, I'd, I'd also appreciate, like, a counter attacking element to our team because, like, when I watch Liverpool this season, like, I can't tell how many times, like, they have that one pass from back to front where Salah can take the ball on the run and like immediately start threatening the defense. Like I'd really love for Arsenal to have that kind of option, like where like we can just release a player on the counter attack. Like that's why like I think it's not like Partey can't do it, but he doesn't. That I've said this before also. Like Partey doesn't do it enough. That's why like for me I think Zubimendi is a step up from Partey, although like he'll have to acclimatize to the Prem, but like he is a step up from Partey because he has that forward pass. Then like another, like the only other thing I'd say is like, we can't. Let me just say it. Like we can't be a set piece team. This is Arsenal. Like I expect beautiful football. Like let's just go back to that. Like if there's one thing I expected from Arteta to learn from Wenger, it's the beautiful game. Like just make your players learn about like third man running, quick fast passes, like one touch football, keeping it simple. Like just that. Like I remember, like the best thing I can think of is like, like our players also like, it's like they want to play like that, but we keep playing, like the drilled like, it's like they want to drill the same patterns of play, but like when I think of Harvard is a 2 feet player, Trossard is a 2 feet player, so like playing intricate one touch football would suit them. So like, I don't understand why these things haven't been already adapted into Arteta's game. So like I don't know also. I'm just a guy saying all these things, so like I don't know.